Last little bit here, I just wanted to just put something out there and see if anyone else can relate. That's basically all I wanted to do. Adam sparked a conversation in our Slack today because there was a headline about a new new calendar app coming out called Daybridge. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I live in 3 apps.
Mm-hmm.
And without them, I would be a useless shell of a human. And they are Google Calendar, Google Tasks, and Google Maps.
Okay.
Fair. If you
Fair.
took those 3 apps, or at least those 3 like functional things, like a task app, a maps app, and a calendar app out of my life, I would just be walking around like, what am I doing? I don't know what to do. Where am I? What's happening? So that's me. So I every couple weeks I get the like urge to like, you know how you change your wallpaper on your phone, you just like spice it up a little bit and you sort of like you start acting different. You don't change your wallpaper?
I changed mine for the first time in like 3 years and it's the exact same colors as my old one.
It looks like the same one you had
exactly.
before. All right, well, I change my wallpaper every couple weeks just to like feel something. And that's kind of the way I feel like an urge to change all 3 of these apps up. Okay. I've used TickTick, which is my tasks app, the longest. In college, I went through a phase where like once a week I would use a different tasks app. Remember the Milk. Just Google Tasks.
Remember the Milk?
RTM, yeah. Remember the Milk was a long time ago.
That was the name of an app?
Yeah,
that sounds like an old app.
Wunderlist, Google Tasks. There's a lot of these tasks apps I've tried. Okay. If you look at like, if you just search in the top like Google Play results for tasks and look at the first like 20, I've probably used all 20 at some point.
Okay.
I've settled on TickTick. It's really, really good. Google Calendar, once you like live in Google Calendar long enough, you have like a couple things set up. You're subscribed to a few calendars. Like things are sort of like built in. You can't really leave, but the UI and the app itself is like okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I like trying other calendar and organizational apps that will like loop them all into one place and maybe look different, give me some functionality. I just get nonstop ads on Facebook and Instagram now for other task calendar apps to like wrap them up. I can't even remember the names of them anymore. So I just wanted to share that I am very susceptible to trying new organizational apps, especially with tasks and calendar.
Okay. And like, so you said you love TickTick.
Yes.
But you are open to ditching it at any point if you can find something.
Literally, if it just looks better.
If it
literally just has one feature TickTick doesn't have, I'm like, maybe I'll organize my life around this one feature. Possibly.
So let's dive into that a little bit. Like, you say just looks better. Do you think right now the UI on most of these are really bad? And is it like ease of use? Is it just straight up aesthetics? Like, what is you create your perfect calendar app?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so calendar is pretty straightforward. It's just got to let me quickly and easily create events.
Okay.
And then let me create them with my voice or just by typing them, and then just put in all the information I know about them, especially location, because if it's just going to tell me what the event is but not where it is, it's useless. So tell me where it is and when it is and what it's called, and I can be there. Google Calendar is pretty good. I don't think it's the most visually appealing, so I would like one that looks better. And if they have any other, a lot of these just have like cool features for like figuring out where your events are going to be. Like a lot of people will go, hey, you want to set up a meeting? Here, just input your time somewhere in my Calendly. I think it's called Calendly or something like that. Yeah. And it'll just like give you a bunch of slots and you can like input your meeting time on their calendar, like stuff like that. Google Calendar doesn't let me do that. So I always have to go back and forth on the tab and figure it out. So I just look for cool features basically. And then with tasks, I am constantly writing down what I have to do, because if I don't write it down, I will forget it and I will not do it. So I have to write everything down. So it's got to be quick to let me write things down, and it's got to be quick to let me organize them and remind me to do the things. And if I can somehow sort of associate it with a calendar so I know what I'm doing on what day, that would be nice too, but not all of them do that. And then most of them are pretty ugly. So that's sort of a shame.
Okay. One thing I was reading about this Daybridge new thing, and while most of the stuff they've talked about are future plans, one thing I did like about it was it seemed like all of the different events and stuff on it could be essentially input as things that are more important and not as important. Like if you're expecting a package to come between 9 and noon, it would be like a more transparent thing on your calendar, because when I look at your calendar on your computer, I have an anxiety attack because it's just like 50 giant different colored bold bubbles, and it doesn't look like you have a free second for the next 5 years. Like it's terrifying. So like having that little different aspect of like, you know, this is on this calendar for today, but it might just be something I'm expecting and like to keep thinking about, not I need to do. Yeah.
I'm looking at this now because I hadn't had a shot to look at it. Like you're right. Like I will put check into a hotel on my calendar.
Yeah.
Because when I get off the plane, the first thing I need to do is Uber to the hotel. And where do I find that? Do I find the email? What do I do? So I just make an all-day calendar event for the days that I'm in the hotel, and then I put the location in the calendar event for the hotel. So I get off the plane and I open the calendar event. So it'd be nice if it didn't take up a whole thing at the top with a calendar event, but I still need to remember where to check into the hotel. So they put it in this little transparent thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but right now all Daybridge has done is like make the calendar, and all these features are things they're working on. So
I'll try it.
Yeah, it looks interesting. But I do agree, like tapping on my phone into like a Google Calendar app and having to scroll down just this like needlessly big box to get to something else at the bottom feels like really bad UI.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I have a question for you.
So pretty though. What?
I saw an argument about this on, actually I saw it on our subreddit because I guess I kind of know the answer, but are you the kind of person who puts take out the trash on your calendar? I am.
Okay, so it is both on my tasks list and on my calendar.
Is it? Okay.
It is a repeating task in my task list, which is associated with my town. If you go to their website, you can subscribe to a Google Calendar that's customized to what block you live on and when they do trash pickup. So
that's intense.
I went to my town's website. I found the lookup for like when trash is, and it's like putting your address. Okay, here's the block that you're on. Now, do you want to subscribe to the recycling calendar or the trash calendar or both, or the leaf pickup calendar? I subscribed to like 6 of them because they're the things that I need to know about. And now they all show up in my Google Calendar. So
your calendar sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's so useful.
It's a fever dream.
It's so good.
Wait.
Yeah.
If you're subscribed to that, when does it tell you to take out the trash?
I have a notification set to remind me 10 minutes before.
10 minutes before they
that's
come,
just the
or
calendar? Yeah, 10 minutes before they come is.
Oh
like
my
7
God!
in the morning.
What?
But it's in the morning when I wake
You're
up.
too responsible. Mine goes the night before because it's a 2-hour window because that's what I need.
That's what I do with tasks. So with the task, I told myself to take it out the night before. But when I wake up and I get that notification saying the trash is going out in 10 minutes, if I haven't already done it, I'll do it. But I did have to manually do the repeating tasks to remind myself to take things out.
If there was a week where that was deleted, like someone pranked you and deleted that, would you take the trash out?
No,
I would not either.
I would not take the trash
totally
out.
miss.
I would see the pile getting bigger in my garage, like, that's weird. And I would just leave.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
I have to say, like wearing a smartwatch more and more often, having the take the trash out thing come up on my watch has been amazing because most of the time I'll get home, I'm going to go like make dinner, do some stuff around the house. So I put my phone down. And then when I finally am like changed and I sit down and then I see at 9:30, take the trash out, I'm like,
it's the
and I have
only
to go
reason you
put
do
my
it.
shoes on. Yeah. So getting it right at 8 o'clock on my watch while I'm up doing things, it's like, oh, I got to do this now. So I don't have to take my shoes off and I don't have to like, put a jacket on or anything.
Yeah. It's a lot. I map out my life in the calendar, and there is no task too small to put in tasks. Like I reminded myself this morning to pack my frozen lunches to bring here because there is 0% chance. I forgot yesterday. And then once I remembered yesterday, I wrote it down and set a reminder for this morning so that when I was about to leave, I got a reminder saying, put your lunch in your bag. I wouldn't have done it without that notification.
I don't want to admit this because I think you'll think less of me, but the way I do small things like that is I just set alarms. So
like a voice assistant, you go remind me?
I don't even do it. I just type it in the alarm for some reason.
Oh, like the clock app.
Like mine would be
one of those.
If the night before I realize I want to bring something to work, I set an alarm for right around when I'm about to leave, which also means all of my alarms are named very
Do you have like dozens
things.
of alarms?
I think I have like 6 right now.
Okay.
So there's like wake up, but right now I have one that's called Advil. I have one called David Mouse because I think I had a mouse at home I wanted to bring for David.
Oh, that's your tasks app.
I have one called Vox because I was supposed to send Vox something. And I have another called Zoom because I had a Zoom for
Bro,
something.
you need to try a tasks app.
I wish I had some of the ones because sometimes it's like 4 or 5 things. It'll be like dog food, climbing shoes, and like return to mail. That's just what my alarm will say at like 10:30
And you're like,
on a
what
Tuesday.
does this mean? I wrote this down a long time
Pretty
ago.
much. It's
You
hectic.
should try Tick Tick just because like it can be as simple or as complex as you want, right? Like you can make it do everything like I do, or you could just be like, you could just hold it down. Because here's the other thing. I would like it to be better integrated into Google Assistant, where I could open the assistant and go, remind me to get groceries at 6 p.m. And it would put a task in my tasks app to do that. I wish it did that. It doesn't.
It just does the calendar reminders, right?
But what you can do is you can say, set an alarm for 6 p.m. for groceries. And it will actually set an alarm in the clock app. And it'll tell you to do groceries at 6 p.m. But so I have to do every time. I have to go to the tasks app, and it at least has the plus button.
Yeah.
You can hold it down and it starts listening to your voice.
Oh,
and you
really?
can talk to it and say, remind me to do this and this. So it's one extra step, but I can kind of use my voice to make tasks.
If I could somehow map that to Android Auto somewhere in my car, because the majority of the times I think of something I really need to think
when
about.
you can't write it.
Are you ever driving and you're like 20 minutes from your destination? You're like, I need to do this when I get there. And it's like, I either need to write this down, or it's the only thing I can say in my mind for the next 20 minutes, and then 10 minutes later you forget, and then you get home later and realize
like,
you forgot
I knew I had to do that, and I literally pick my phone up and try to put a task down as fast as possible. That's all I can try to do.
I'm getting anxiety. I think we need to do the trivia questions and wrap this up because
I know somebody out there can relate. There's definitely somebody in the comment section who's like, I also live my entire life in 3 apps.
I'm also miserable.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. Now that you've gotten to the end, make sure to set a reminder in your clock app to subscribe to the Waveform Clips channel. So just go ahead and open that up, set an alarm, whatever time you want, really, whenever you think you'll be around your phone, and then just tell it to subscribe. Tell yourself to subscribe.
And anything else? Comment?
If you want to set a separate alarm for 1 minute later, set a separate alarm for 6:01. Let's say you did 6 o'clock, and make that the alarm to leave a comment, so that you remember to also leave a comment. Then you're set.
Yeah.
2 alarms, baby.
2 alarms. That's how I live my entire life, pretty much. Yeah.